Hi everyone, it's Darlene from It's an Ink and Stampede. Glad you stopped by. Today we're going to do a video on this faux linen technique. I did that technique on the back of this butterfly card, a thank you card, and I used the Bravo Burgundy on this one. But hopefully you can see it. I've got the camera zoomed in a little more than normal today. Hopefully you can see the details on this. Looks like real cloth to me, and it was fun to do. I have a few more samples just to see some other colors. This one I used the Bermuda Bay on, and I thought that had a nice beachy look. It looks just like cloth. The next one I did was lavender lace, nice pastel. And then I used some Always Artichoke on this one. And the more you rough it up, as I'm going to show you in a minute, the more rustic it can look. So some of these make really great masculine cards or masculine backgrounds for scrapbook papers. So the first one I'm going to show you is, seeing that Father's Day is coming up, I thought I would show you how to do the masculine colors that I really liked. And one is black and one is soft suede. Some glossy cardstock from Stampin' Up. Hopefully you can see it's real shiny on the front, flat on the back, and a sanding block. And you just want to firmly, straight down on your glossy cardstock, you just want to back and forth. You're basically scraping the front of the glossy cardstock. Flip it around to get this edge here. And you can go over it a few times, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I just basically am going straight up and down, and then you're going to turn it and go perpendicular to your original lines, and you're going to go back and forth a few more times the opposite way. It's a little bit smaller piece, a sample piece, so I flip it around if I run out of room. Just brush it off. A little bit of a dusty residue, but it won't affect anything. So we're just going to use the basic black on this one, and I use just a cosmetic sponge, but any sponge will do. Stampin' Up sells some really good ones. I just have used mine all up. Just dab a little bit. I kind of lightly rub it in. I don't want it to be too harsh when I first do it. It will grab on your paper, and don't worry, because it's not going to be a smooth look when you first do it. And then as you continue on, it fills in, it looks wonderful. The first couple of times you're going to think, oh my gosh, I'm screwing this up, and you really aren't. So I'm kind of showing you how bad it looks at the beginning, so you don't think you're doing something wrong. Then keep building it on. See, as you go, the second coat, you feel a lot better once you get the second coat on. And remember, you're going to be scraping some of this off after this. This isn't the final look. You can leave it that way. It's beautiful, and if you look real close, you won't be able to see it on camera. But if you look real close, you can see those lines that you made when you use the sanding block at the beginning. But I like the more distressed look. Alright, there we go. And you can add more if you like. I like it to be a little sparse in spots. You don't want it completely perfect. To be kind of natural. And I let this sit for a bit. It doesn't have to dry completely. But the look is, when you sand it, you want some of your colors to come off. And you play with it. This is a lighter, I'm doing this much lighter than I did the first time, because I don't want to sand all of my color off. But there you go. Now the reason this is a little bit lighter is I think there was a little crease in this paper when I used it, so there might be a little bit of a crease here. Actually, I think it's from the tape that I have holding this down, so I'll try to stay away from that, because that's not what I want, but it's okay. It would look wonderful on a masculine card, but obviously I didn't get it on this, so you wouldn't necessarily want it that way if you weren't going to make a masculine card. It's really just a preference. Now we'll do the brown. So I'm using soft suede on this one. And this is again the look that I'm going for here. And even on this one, as you can tell, I kind of did two colors here. I did a little bit of the black, and then I did the soft suede also. And that was a nice look. So if I compare it to just solid black right here, or the solid black here, you can see the difference. And it's really a great technique. You can change it. You can put 2, 3 different colors on here. It's very nice. So the first thing, again, you just want to go and up and down. Trying to stay away from that tape I have under there, but I know that way that I won't be centered under the camera, so you guys aren't going to be able to see very well. Okay, and some soft suede. Yeah, this isn't as dark, so we can pretty much go right from pad to paper here. Even if you left it this light, it would be very pretty. So you can build your colors. Have fun with it. I hope you'll try this because it is really fun to play with this technique. Continue on till you get the effect that you're looking for, how much coverage you would like. I'm going to leave it a little earthy here. I'm not going to have it too solid. Okay. Okay, and then we're just going to, let me see if I can get away from that spot. And go back if you want another spot, maybe less. There's a little bit more ink here than I'd like. You just push a little harder and it'll come off. Then again, the other way. So you get the woven grains both ways of the thread grain. There you go. Now this one I did lighter, this one I did heavier. You can tell the difference. And then, like I said, let me show you how I did that splatter effect. I used Stampin' Up! Spritzer. It's real fun to use. It's just, you're going to push on this and you're going to make the spritzing air come out. Use a Stampin' Right marker. This one's basic black. Use the brush tip. There's 2 tips on this. I'm using the brush, the larger one. You just feed it through here, and there's a little mark up here. So you want to center it here, and then about halfway down, hopefully you can see that, and then just take the screw and tighten it just a little till you feel it snug up. Now I'll move this out of the way for a minute so that you can see. If you put this real close, you're going to push on this ball. If you do it real close, and I don't know how well you can see this, it'll splatter pretty close. It's globbier. If you want a more softer effect, this one I did on the sample, I think you can see I did it farther back. I like that look better. You might want to have it closer up. So I just hold the spritzer farther back. And you just stop when you get the effect that you like. Hopefully you can see that. So that's it. I hope you try this. It's really fun. This was the card that I did again.